If you two are fighting, at least let me get my pants off first, okay? Now you may fight.
Wait, no.
Why do you have to fight with your pants off?
You stay.
Do you question the conchair when his pants are off?
Yes!
You stay right there.
They're smart.
Don't you fucking move. Don't you do it. You dirty whore.
I have a gift of him falling through a table, so.
It's okay.
I'm gonna get you with your pants down one of these days.
It's okay. There's already pictures of me from the last panel of me pantless in a banana suit. You're covered.
Can we talk about how
The last panel?
how expensive does this panel get? Like this one.
I prefer you don't get like a.
Sarah confounded the audio toy.
Like
You can't control fullies.
okay.
If you come.
It's supposed to be 13,
13.
but you can't control fullies. So it
Do
will
not
end up
go
18.
farther than Boozy did at Anthrocon.
Got it. So let's talk about Asia.
No.
Which is
Oh god, yes, the bagels.
What are we talking?
I
Oh,
know where he's going. No.
I know where you're going.
Do you though? I don't think you do.
I don't think I do, but I know you.
Oh yeah.
You know. You
So my dad has
probably
learned the
can,
pregnant joke, by the way.
What's up?
My dad has learned the pregnant joke.
Your dad's learned the pregnant joke?
The pregnant joke, yeah.
Oh.
Are you
This-
pregnant?
Apparently I'm fucking pregnant now.
Am I pregnant? No.
So if you conceive Greg's baby, does that make you pregnant?
Is it bad that every time I hear the word pregnant, I think Garfunkel and Oates?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, the little Evie and the birthday boy.
I am
Yeah.
pregnant.
Did you want to perform?
No matter not
What do I
what
perform? You set for like 5-10 minutes.
Who's not showing up?
So,
Hi, my name's Hi.
both of my
Ow.
board members are here. That concerns me.
I'm 3 days sober.
We actually were just bullshitting until we got here, so you shouldn't be worried.
Okay. Are you performing?
I can't.
Okay.
What is on the table and should I be concerned?
No.
I don't know, and yes.
Banana?
Banana.
Banana.
Yeah,
Banana.
because my pants were off.
Okay.
You know what's bad?
Pregnant.
So I found out how
Forgot about it.
gross liquid starch is that I'm using to make the mask. So I get grossed out easily, so I'm having to wipe it off. And then I realized that I'm sitting at a table in front of my computer with semi-translucent white liquid and a pile of napkins. And I'm like, if it wasn't for the mask and the fact that I'm watching real estate video, this would look way more sinister.
You obviously don't know me.
To be fair, real estate may just get you going. So.
Right?
Chris!
Hey, how's it going?
Norm!
Jesus Christ, did we make another inanimate object alkali?
Yeah,
He's cool.
Alkali.
It's the third year. This is now the third occurrence in a year.
Oh god.
This is now the third year in a row this has happened. It's now tradition.
What, to make it
I
Something
don't-
we should have for.
How you doing, man?
Like,
I can shit that man.
slow, not fast, just
We're
violent.
okay.
I wish
Honestly, for
I
me,
was
like, it's not
scaling
that I
enough.
want to die, it's just that I want to not exist.
See, from my side of the room,
This is gonna sound
I
so
wish I was
bad.
skilled
I walk
enough
into a
to
room,
toss
and I
this,
see Chris
hit the pumpkin, knock it
gesturing.
off, bounce up and touch it. And I
put it in
probably
your
wouldn't
pocket.
even make it at this point.
That
because
is the
he's blocking
essence
it.
of late Thursday night going, guys, stop. I can't even be bothered to pull out my actual hand and tell you what's wrong. I'm just gonna put my hand inside my pocket where it's most comfortable because I'm tired and I have to gesture through fabric
No.
to tell you what's wrong.
No, it's just that I don't want to exist. Like I said, I'm with you.
Yeah, like,
There it is.
as, you know what, you're being very,
That makes
being
sense.
as-
See, I say
like,
suicide is painless once at my work, and I have to go to therapy for 6 months. I say suicide is painless here, and everybody goes, dude, same.
Yeah, man. It,
Hey, guy.
it comes with the
No,
territory.
see, no. When you say suicide is painless, work says, Robzilla, do you need some more training? Whackity schmackity doo.
I don't get
I have no
it.
idea how you. Please stop neutering my board.
It hurts.
You know
so
exactly
bad.
I think I can make that joke.
I really should. I don't.
Oh, it was so bad. I'm sorry, but
My
I'm not sorry.
tonsils.
Is this
hurt
an
how bad
in-joke?
that was.
Because I'm not getting it.
Prop likes Mater?
No, Prop hates trains.
No,
Prop wants to burn every train there is in existence. Prop just happens to working on trains.
No, you hate the trains, but like, baby, let me.
I kissed a locomotive tonight
I
and
don't
it
want
beats
to
the
structure
shit out of
like
me
this.
trying to get this done.
No, that is the definition of a healthy relationship
No, I talked with Sarah.
with a machine.
Huh. I guess they do like move off
They're,
the floor.
yeah, they're diesel
Second time in a row.
engines
Yeah,
with
I
a
know,
lot
that's
of oil
why
that
I'm
never
not
gets
saying.
changed. So you can be like,
At least.
Huh.
boom! If you're
That's
not careful.
cool.
I know?
Like I did tonight.
That's good to know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that knowledge, but
You blew up a train?
We lost Kage.
So the definition of your life
knows
is,
that one?
I have no steam and I must give.
We talking about the small fire that you two put out?
No,
Come on, somebody had to make that
I just had
joke.
this conversation.
Train related,
I am
you're a fox. I think
I am too tired to have a response to that is
Well,
too
you had a-
good,
Maybe
but
your
too
chairman is
bad.
No,
When you
it's
are the
just-
comedy panel, so you better start waking
This
up.
is not from
No, I am.
Oh my god, he made it!
you know the creator of Suicide is
Oh,
is
fuck,
like the
hey.
creator's son, and he just like handed him a job. He's like, you're gonna do.
Sorry, I thought that was going somewhere else. I thought that was, you know, the creator's of
Take a
Suicide
break.
Paradise is the creator's son. He killed himself.
He killed himself. That's how his son wrote the song.
Apparently I do still have good aim. So yeah.
Dad left me the music, so I guess I gotta go words to it.
Might as well. I used his final words.
I gotta say, that
It's trying to be nice. Daddy, no. Daddy, yes.
Daddy, that's a hook. I was looking for a number for my fucking music. I was looking for a movie about the Korean War.
Okay. Yes, but no. Yes.
It
was so
gosh.
Thank you.
Oh,
I love how
you
much.
really need to. You're going to hosting a comedy panel.
I've been rolling. No, he's hosting the comedy.
Oh.
He tries making me the MC. I'm jumping off something.
Jumping off the train. Jumping off the bandwagon.
Yeah. 5 minutes good?
5 minutes for what?
You.
What?
He actually expects you to perform.
Oh.
Is there enough?
If you don't want
is there
to,
enough
you're
people
fine.
to where we have to go down to 5
You
minutes?
need to look at that room first.
Oh, God.
Do we really
much
have
room
too much staff? Too much.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
It's a
I
miracle.
can take
Give
it.
too much.
What?
There can be miracles when you believe.
Staff. I said staff.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what you said.
Honey,
Things I don't want to ask the minor. Do you have too much shaft?
Do you have too much shaft? I'm mostly shaft. Dude, I'm like all shaft.
and I will try not to strangle you.
We're over shafted.
Dude, no.
Until you finish. So,
Got coiled up. It's like, oh, dude, it's not a shaft anymore. It's more like a flex seal.
Yeah, no, it's like 90%. It's more like a log without the top.
Sup? I'm tired.
me too.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome to Amateur Hour. It's
Amateur hour.
10:58 and I don't fucking remember
I'm
how
a
many
night owl.
seconds.
I start getting
Wait,
tired
hold
at 2
on.
to 4.
Hold on. Where the hell is everyone? Or is this amateur hour?
Everything.
I start waking
I
up
think
at 6
it's just everyone performing for each other.
Yeah. Dude, it's Amateur Hour. Like, it's the freaking late night club. We're getting the shitty time slot at the
Pump it
club.
up.
Like, we're.
But you're a fucking chair!
He
You
gets
got
it.
to pump
No,
it up.
this is a
don't you
fucking
know?
chair.
Pump it up.
I put that. You can be like, no, this is my con. I'm gonna put my thing at a better time.
Yes, this is my con, and I can't even get on my own stage.
Wow, what a
That's
con.
the joke.
See, if at any point during this convention that changes from chair to past chair, I'm killing you.
Chairman.
Remember, whoever kills the chairman becomes the chairman. Someone add by suffering.
Chairman dude.
Speaking of suffering.
Chairman do.
Chairman.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You're running almost as many panels as me, Kage, and Alkali.
And he loves it!
I think it's time for you to suffer for a couple minutes, don't you think?
Yeah.
Give it up for Hyde.
Oh,
So let's talk about trains.
don't act so excited to see me, please. I mean, seriously, I can only get so erect. Don't laugh at that.
Panelists.
Dude, I'm a minor. I'm 16. You can't laugh at that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really laughing so hard
Wait, you
because
actually
I'm
Putting us in the weird parent trap where it's like, I'm gonna do nothing but dick jokes. Also, I'm a minor.
Wait, if this is a parent trap, who's the mom?
We have mom
You
there.
love this.
No, it's
I
Status.
think
Remember,
it's you two
Status
on the
pregnant.
playlist.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Forgotten.
Dragon Show Love Child?
I already am the Dragon Show Love Child.
No.
Is this Dragon Show Grandchild then?
No, Dragon Show Love Child is pregnant with Dragon Show Love Child because we had the blood ritual.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm here with my limited audience.
That
I
is your
mistake
response.
Alright.
Just get 5 boobies,
It's what? This
5 candles, and some string lights.
What? It's a fucking comedy panel or some shit?
Yeah. You have
Sure.
You get 5 minutes to set.
You got 5 minutes.
Say funny shit, okay?
Funny shit.
Wait, are
okay?
we 18 plus?
13
I think it's
Look out,
Who cares?
Now 16!
Can I just wait?
There's no one here
It doesn't
to
matter.
Nick, can I
18 plus or
finally
not.
say cunt?
I'm down.
Well, I can't stop you
Okay.
now.
Paul said that you could.
Don't forget, you're also on
He
YouTube.
said I could.
Okay. Hi.
Bleep
down
that,
with you.
please.
You say that like that's
Keep that in.
Either bleep that or remove the minor part. One of the two, please.
Keep it
So you're cool with minor subterfuge?
in. I don't know what that means.
Subterfuge sounds dirty.
That was good.
Oh, subterfuge sounds very French.
I actually don't know what that means.
Can we let the man have his set so he stops making me want to kill
You got a
myself?
set. Do it up.
Oh my god, dude, same.
I mean, you could leave if you'd like.
So it's a comedy panel,
Yes.
and it's 5 minutes a set.
Be funny.
You're 5 minutes. You're the opener.
Oh, I'm the opener.
That's
Yeah,
not
man, hype man.
Hype man?
You're a hype man.
No.
You have 3 minutes,
Or
go.
Pump it!
Or like hug lady, I don't want to assume.
Force the energy into the crowd and
Hype
make
man.
them dance at your wild.
Yo, the commentary.
I'm seriously, like, so
He has enough.
I got 3 minutes now out of 5 to say stupid funny shit. That's fucked. See,
Welcome to my world.
I'm just trying to make comedy. I'm getting my time ran by minor subterfuge, and you can't trap me with parent jokes because you're a minor, and that's a cock. That's wrong. That puts me in a certain spot. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Don't give me that look. Sari, don't do that to me. I'm an
You're a
amateur.
minor, I can't.
I'm an amateur, alright? I have like 2 minutes in a set now. I haven't even started, like, bullshit.
That's all it is!
Fuck this.
That's
It's called amateur hour for a reason.
This is my second year here at Anthro, Ohio. And,
I'll leave you in Columbus next time.
and
wow!
I'm having a
Oh
lot
my
of fun.
God.
So spicy!
I'm having a lot of fun.
Wait, are we back
Poker,
to Maine now?
Poker, you're a great chairman. I love it here.
No, the con hasn't even started. Don't start that shit.
Thank you.
Wait, it's got panels. How did it not start yet? Oh, it's like the pre-show. I know.
Yeah, this is the pre-show.
It's like half of a peep show. That
Yeah.
makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Peep shows are Chris.
Yeah,
No, tell
no,
me, Chris.
The main talent hasn't arrived yet. Everybody who's
Listen,
here is just.
when I say I'm a minor, in the state of Ohio, I'm 16, which means you can fuck me. But as soon as you show me a drawn dick or ass, that's illegal. I'm being serious.
He's right.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. And at fur conventions, it can get really interesting. For example, at Anthro, Ohio, I was working as a doorman, and I thought I'd volunteer, have some fun with the video game room. It was great. I got hit on a lot. It's okay. And then this fox walks up, and he goes, "Hey, you want to grab a drink?" And I said, "Sorry, I'm a minor." Walks away, comes back. "You're 16, right?" "Yeah." "You can consent, right?"
Continue. Now you don't look at me like that.
He said right.
Look nervously at the schedule you're fondling. Bite that lip, Sari.
What is
So when's my set start?
You got it.
Extended.
Sari, just...
He's very tired.
Are we all
You're fucking insane.
We're exhausted.
No, I love you too.
so tired?
Meeny, meeny, miny, moe. Who wants to go next?
What, me?
I mean,
Well, you're pointing at both of them, so I'm trying to read between the lines, and it's going to be Sarah then, I guess.
You are fucking bad at math.
Yeah!
Yeah.
That's why my mom wanted me to go to math camp instead of FurCon, man.
And now you're
Exactly.
FurCon shit!
Yeah.
Mom, I can't go to math
I would have
camp.
loved that.
That's why I count
Get
money.
together.
You don't want the chair?
There we go.
I want the chair.
Okay, fair enough. I'll move the chair for you.
No worries.
I got you, man. I don't want you uncomfortable with this chair.
That's fine, alright. Jared hasn't done me anything
No,
wrong.
you're all good, man. You're all good.
Go, Sarah.
Woo!
Yeah, I
Hey.
got some new stuff, so no one's here. It's just awesome. No, they test it out. No, I tested it out. It's good. Well, so I went to college. I actually went for biology, which is fitting in perfectly with what I do now, which is writing furry porn. Well, after a year in college, I noticed something interesting. I had people hanging around me that I didn't quite know. They were like, "Hey man, what's up?" Like I'd be sitting in the coffee shop, you know, doing homework or whatever, and be like, "Hey man, what's up?" I'm like, "Not much." Weird person that just came up to me. And I was trying to figure out why. And for the longest time I couldn't. But then I had another friend of mine point out to me. So I grew up in a very small, well not small town, but small enough. I was raised Catholic. I kind of had to do the dress code and all that. Went to college. I could wear whatever I want. So my dress code for college was a tie-dye t-shirt with a phoenix on it that I got from an anime con, and cargo shorts, and like basically sandals. And I had long hair that I put back in a ponytail. So what I found out for that is in college campuses, when you look like me, everyone assumed you were a drug dealer. And I didn't realize that until someone asked if I had a job mowing the lawn. But the bad part is, I had a job during the summer mowing the lawn, and me being the oblivious idiot that I am, went, "Nah, but I used to." And that's when I noticed I had a whole new group of friends in campus police. They got real interested in me really quick. And again, I didn't know why. Because again, I'm just like, look at my t-shirt, aren't I cool? I'm like, everyone's like, you're doing drugs. I'm like, that's weird.
They're not.
Yes!
Also, it was very hard because
I was so hoping you'd be here.
when I had to, you know, I broke a lot of hearts in college. A lot of red eyes got redder when I said, "Sorry guys, I don't actually have the hookup to what you want. I feel bad."
Unfortunate.
But then we're going to fast forward a little bit to when I actually did use that degree and found out that chloroform in movies is bullshit. And,
Well.
yeah, here's why.
That was a jump.
That was a jump. So, as you all know in movies, chloroform, you put it over the person, like, "Oh no," and then they like slowly fall asleep. And me being the scientific mind that I was, and that I also hated my job, took some of their chloroform to try this out for myself. They didn't know, their security's a joke. Anyway, I should know, I was always there. And it turns out, this is what happens. I'm going to give you the lowdown, the skinny on what happens when you use chloroform on yourself. Nothing. You get a headache. And the room spins a bit, and unless you put it long enough for brain damage, which is not a desirable result, that's about it. So Hollywood is kind of bullshit when it comes to the chloroform. You've now heard it from me. Speaking of the job that I hated, so I worked at a pathogen testing lab for about 3 years. And in the pathogen testing lab, I learned I could cause a lockdown all by myself. And here's how it happened. In one of the rooms that we do our pathogen testing, it is a chemistry sensitive room. So it has all sorts of sensors, because if you mix A and B wrong, you get death. And it has all sorts of sensors. Normally, these sensors aren't sensitive enough to pick up like minute traces things, but I was on a budget and had been eating only shrimp ramen, or garlic shrimp ramen, for like the last 3 weeks.
You had the scurvy.
Needless to say, I let one rip and caused a biosecurity hazard. It picked up the methane, it turned out, and caused every alarm in the building to go off. So luckily I was there, like I hadn't even started, so luckily I'm like, oh, this is me, oh shit. So I had, like that, if you want to ever have like an awkward talk with your supervisor, it's that you set off a sensor without even mixing anything, except for shrimp ramen in your tummy.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened with that workplace was the hours were absolutely awful. If you work at a pathogen testing lab, you're going to work long hours because bacteria don't give a shit what time you get off work. We were working these long, super long hours. I was coming in on Thursday with overtime. That's how long, like, we were running these things. To the point where we, like me and about 3 other people, we created this little club. We called it the Super Overtime Club because we were all there for at least 55 plus hours. Fast forward to about a month later, our supervisor comes in. We're all sitting having a little meeting, and she goes, I've been hearing word that there is something out there called the Super Overtime Club, and I do not condone us having to pay out overtime for your actions. And I'm like, you know what? You know who else doesn't want to work 22 hours of overtime? This guy. So then we called it the Secret Overtime Club and continued to mock her behind her back. But I eventually quit that job. And then it has perks, though. Unfortunately, like I don't get as quite a steady paycheck. I used to like to occasionally go out to a casino every once in a while. We live about a mile and a half away from a casino. It wasn't anything big. It was like $20-$40. But one thing they always had there at the casino was a baccarat table. I love James Bond, and I always wanted to play baccarat. But I even looked up the wiki of baccarat, and I still don't know how the hell to play baccarat. The only thing I know is you don't play it like blackjack. That's it.
That's about right.
And I'm thinking, man, like James Bond makes it look easy. Like, I got 4. You win. I'm like, how do you do that? I have like $20. It'd be like, give me like 6 cards. It'd be like, hit me. That's not how this works. Well, like, kill me, bitch. I don't know. But then I thought about it. I thought, well, James Bond playing baccarat's kind of bullshit because first of all, he's not playing with his own money. He can be all cool and collected and drink his martini because he's playing with the Queen's money. He doesn't give a crap. He's not sitting there sweating because the rent's on the line. The second thing is he's always playing with terrorists and criminals and people like that. If he loses, he can just shoot them. Like, you lose, Mr. Bond. I don't think so. And finish off said, I will tell you the saddest story that I've ever seen in the casino. The saddest story I've ever seen in a casino. We were on our anniversary, actually, me and my mate, and we were just having some fun. And I was going to get the money for the night. And we stood behind an older gentleman, and he put in his little card, put in $400. I'm like, all right, yeah, big spender over here. But it got declined. But this man was not undeterred by this. Put in $300. Declined. $200. Declined. He put in $50. Declined. I'm like, damn, this is like the only machine where you're supposed to get money. And you can't even do that. You just get out of the leave. But nope, this man took out a second card. Try the same thing. 4, 3, 2, 1, broke. Fourth card. Finally, he gets out $60, and at this point, I'm invested. I'm like, you know what? I'll get the money later. I gotta see what the hell happens here. He goes immediately to roulette. Strong play, but all right. He takes it, he puts it all on black. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Like, he's got one shot where he can double his money or lose it all. Puts it on black. Roulette wheel spins. And it lands on black. I'm like, yes! The final, like the happy ending everyone. You take your money, you go, you get a nice dinner, whatever. I turn to leave, and I hear the guy say, let it ride. I'm like, oh no! No, you're not supposed to do that. You won. That only happens like once ever. And then it landed on red, and he lost, and well, that was his night. I didn't care though. I had $100. But that's a good lesson to learn. That's my set. Thank you so much for.
Okay, great. So we've gone from a minor talking about dicks and stuff to talking about drugs and gambling in front of the minor. Awesome. Woo!
Where am I going? Like you get American.
So,
Hey, Sari, will you tell us the chainsaw story?
What's the chainsaw story?
Dropzilla.
Chainsaw story.
There's been multiple since, so I don't remember what
Story.
What?
How's she doing? She's still in the hospital.
Oh no.
No?
Do it! Do it!
Please come to the stage.
Oh no! If you don't feel comfortable, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, don't go.
Oh no.
Do it! You have to do it now. It doesn't matter
I
how
have
much
a
he apologizes. You have to do it
follow-up
now.
Oh yes! Yes!
I don't
Please
know
give a
it.
round of applause for Propzilla.
I've wanted to
I
hear
guess
you
I
tell
have
the
to
story.
start with the chainsaw story.
Yes.
The original, the OG chainsaw story.
Just in case you want, there's a chair.
So I
The
used
one that
to
made
work.
me almost pee when we were sitting around drinking. You told me to.
Alright, so I used to work at a large facility where there's a bunch of guys working on trains. So of course everybody has their stories they tell at midnight because we are all on third shift, do 2 hours of work, and then nap the rest of the night. What you do before that, you tell horrifying stories about previous jobs. But one of the guys I used to know and worked with was a lawnmower mechanic. And, did, small engine repair, so on and so forth. And he worked with a bunch of guys, that's how it works. And there's one guy, he's about Hyde's age, maybe a little older, younger, has never been out of the house apparently, never understood what a woman was either, and he just so happened to get the most beautiful woman. Everybody was confused, because dude, how? You don't even know how to, talk to her, and he's like, I know, right? I didn't even know what to call her. Her name? No, was she a woman or a girl? She's 23, she's a woman, come on, man. But, so everybody's like, dude, how? 2 days later, he comes in. Oh no, what'd you do? Did you say something stupid? Oh, what'd you do? I did something stupid. What'd you do? Well, we finally got to the point where we wanted to do things. Hey, there ain't Myers in the room. Good. All right. We wanted to do things like sexual things, and she wanted to do some foreplay. Oh, she did. Oh, well, how'd you screw that up? Well, she liked anal beads.
Nice.
Oh, she liked anal beads, right? Okay, all right. And CJ's there telling me this story. The guy that I know is paraphrasing it to me. And he says this, and he goes, and he said he had anal beads, she's had them ready to go and was ready for him to, And the next words out of his mouth, I will never forget, because I stopped breathing after he said them. The kid looks at me, has tears in his eyes, he's sniffing, and he goes, I didn't know how to use them. And CJ goes, what did you do? And he goes, well, I grabbed onto them, like she said to, and then I pulled. Like I was starting a 5 more springs and Shrek. After I started breathing again and looked CJ in the face, I go, what did he say next? And he goes, and he wouldn't look at me. And he goes, she wouldn't talk to me. All she would do is go, what the fuck? So then I asked him, well, what did you do next? Because that's an honest mistake, right? It's everybody's honest mistake. And he goes, I went to the hospital with her. Why? What did you do? Well, so when you use the pull start on a lawnmower and you pull too hard? Yes. Rip! Where's the rest? After that, I never, ever asked to hear his stories again. The follow-up. Since I've told this story last year, I've quit that job by staying good friends with him. They have gotten back together.
Oh, wow. I bet she did.
And somebody said the word prolapse. You would be correct, sir. They still like each other, but they just don't do the foreplay anymore. How much time do I have left?
5 minutes.
Oh boy! I can tell the other chainsaw story.
There's more than one!
Now I'm going to tell one from the circus.
What kind of goat was it? Is there an actual to that?
Elephant. I said circus. It would be an elephant. Anyway. So I worked for the circus at one point. And whether or not you have feelings about the circus, about how they treat their animals, which, by the way, they treat them better than most of your parents treated you.
Yep.
So, anyway, moving on from that story. So, everybody here probably knows that there's clowns.
Yep.
There's clown college. There's people that are clowns, people that live the clown life.
Yeah.
So there's people that live the clown life. Have you ever heard of somebody that didn't tell their significant other that they were a clown? It's funny because it ends in white paint and racism remarks. You ever heard the phrase blackface? Well, she was wearing whiteface. So long story short, I'm not going to draw it out because all the details end with guy comes home. Best friend from the circus is a clown. She's at home after finishing the show. The guy comes back to her car, gets inside her room, and goes, "Hi, honey, I'm home, and I'm ready," because he has his pants off. What does she do? Whips around, white face, red nose, blue eyes. He couldn't stop laughing for 2 hours. Because the exact words out of her mouth was, "I bet this is less surprising than what you have." I still have time, don't I?
If you want it, it's yours.
Alright, I'll tell one more. I'll tell one more, I've got it. I will tell the other chainsaw story. This one involves a real chainsaw, FYI. So everybody understands now, unless you go back to the anal beats, you know, what a chainsaw sounds like and how it
Miss.
alive.
Yes! It was worth it!
I'll tell you later.
It just for that!
I'll tell you later, don't worry. So everybody understands the sound of a chainsaw, correct? You know, I'm at work. We're in our office. We're in a, of course, the place I work at now, multiple genders. Some of which don't identify themselves because they don't know what they are. Which is fine if you haven't figured it out. But if you haven't figured it out, but you have a distinct love of men and you are a woman, figure out what's going to happen with that. One guy got sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Sick of being come on to, but I'm not into that. Well, then why are you coming on to me? So, what does he do? Inside our bathroom, he leaves the chainsaw. So, she comes in, he's in there, he washes his hands, and she goes, "Hey, you want to go out tonight?" Not really. "Why not?" "Oh, I'm just kind of tired of this. I told you that." "Oh, come on. Don't you want to go out with somebody like me?" "What do you mean? What was that?" What's going on?" "Are you saying you don't want to go out?" Door flies open. I'm sitting at my desk. And I've heard the chainsaw start. I have not heard her. But all I see is a girl twirling around, run out the door as this guy comes out and goes, "I don't want to go on a date with you!"
Wow.
"Hey, Ted, why did you do that?" I told her no. Okay. I wish I could make this shit up. Don't look at me like that.
No, the sad part is I believe every fucking word of that. Please give a round of applause for Godzilla. Our next act came to the room a little late because he's probably a little drunk right now.
I say nothing to what we just did.
Citrine.
Kinky.
Oh.
Nice.
Citrine, could you please come up to the stage? Hi, buddy.
Hi!
Hi, you good?
I think so. I would know if you looked blurry if I could see.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Blind joke.
You were stumbling around. We couldn't tell.
Oh, I thought I was walking a normal blind guy straight line. Okay. So, I didn't have anything planned for this. So I figured, hell with it, why not tell something about my first Anthrocon, which was this year.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
I was having a fun Anthrocon, and I decided why not go around, collect data from my friends, because my friends are into some weird shit, and basically find out what room parties they're going to later in the night, and then just show up abruptly to all of them. This was fine. I had a sighted guide. And I'm pretty sure I scarred them for life, but they came to this con, so I didn't scare them off, so I don't know exactly what to make of that. But I decided to organize a list, because on Saturday morning, my day was already set up to go to a bunch of kinky room parties later in the night. Because I woke up to an alarm clock going off, and I was not going to turn the alarm clock off. I didn't care. I was too lazy. I was like, what's my friends? Poker, he's going to turn it off. I don't get him to turn it off. He reaches over my head, and I'm almost halfway asleep. Simba. I love you, con chair. I told you I'd have the last laugh.
It got you to turn the alarm off.
I was scared of what would happen next. It was too early for things like that. So, anyway, I gathered a list up, and I methodically went around to people I didn't even know to find out what room numbers these are going to be. so that I could go around the Westin on a kink horde looking for my friends just to basically tell them, I know what you're into. Well, here's the thing. I'm a weird person myself. I've got no problem with what you're into. If it's consenting adults, I could care less. We're furries. We all know we're weird. The interesting dynamics that go into certain people's fantasies intrigue me. There's a point where sex has nothing to do with it, and this is an art form.
Thank you, Chris.
Those of you who are laughing are probably the ones that do it.
Shut up.
Guilty? So, I went to 2 or 3 room parties and basically got the general reaction just about every time. Citrine? You're into this? No. But now I know you are because you spoke to me. If you'd have kept quiet, I wouldn't even known you were into it. So, finally we get to the vor party. Now, I didn't know, I went to this party just out of morbid curiosity because this is one of the kinks that you can't really do fully, like you can't do this. Oh, I was wrong. You see, somebody had a lot of people. A lot of friends around them that were willing to help them out. Nice. They took towels, they put them in the bathtub. They got them wet.
Oh my God.
Wrapped them around their legs.
Oh my God.
And now we have the person who is apparently into vor. The bottom half of them is mummified in wet towels. There are people that are squeezing the towels.
Oh my God.
There's a person who is pleasuring him. And I know them both, and he just continues just like, it's Citrine, he can't see it.
Fucking touchdown.
And then you have his suit, okay? His head, the suit to his head, and he's got a nom-nom jaw.
Oh my God.
I wish I was making this up, I swear to God. And so the visual is too intricate for a blind guy in makeup, you know it's real.
That's
so,
true. It is.
I see him, he's like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden when he's about ready to climax, he shoves the head down and he's like, oh, hate me, guy, and he shoves the head down on him with the muzzle. And then he's actually pays attention now, because he hadn't paid attention to me for the fact I'm just over in the corner of the room. His mate noticed me and kept blowing him, but that's not the point. He's fine. So, what ends up happening is he turns around, and the only thing that I can think to say when he says, Citrine, is to turn around and say, eat me, and I walk away. That is why you always go to Anthrocon, guys.
That's why. And that's why.
So I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, Poker, I know what badge you're getting next year.
No!
Simba!
I mean, no, but I can try. Oh my God! Come on, guys, give it up for human innovation to jerk off. Like, woo! That's like the next level shit. I'm so proud of every person in that room.
They're like giant floats that can swallow you. You don't need to do all that.
Yeah, but when you have to get off to a very specific situation, you make do. That's why it's impressive.
How many people did that involve?
That involved 4 people. Wait, does it include me? I was watching, like, I don't know if
You know the corner. You know.
How many people were needed to work the nom nom job?
There were 2 people doing this, and that was their job.
Alright, I have to put a kibosh on this, guys. This is not the penalty doing that. You can go to the other room if you want to figure it out.
Somebody has to guide Citrine. It can't be me. I'm also black.
If you guide me, then I'll know you're the person asking the questions and we can talk.
It's just so magical.
It's
adorable.
It can't be
We're
me
so
anymore.
weird.
That was a socialist boner.
What? It was a social book.
Everyone lifted everyone else up.
Where is Pepper Coyote when we need him? At the bar. That's the correct answer.
He was at the foot fetish room party.
Is this the America you want to live in?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
You filmed
At least the healthcare bills would make a little bit more sense.
Dude, I would love that America. Like weird board, like that's your job.
I would say.
Like welcome to the moratorium. We're here. Would you like the 10-minute set, 20-minute set, or just like full digestion? Moratorium. Moratorium. Anyways, hi everyone, I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Are you guys having a merry Spooktober?
Yes. Too spoopy.
It's so spook, man.
You only
Okay.
have 25 minutes to say that, so.
It's true. I gotta get it out. I built a whole Halloween set. Anyways, so yeah, I love Halloween. I love Halloween a lot. It's my favorite, like, thing. Holiday. There we go. It's my favorite holiday. And I was really excited that I would get to do, like, a set on Halloween here, but then I realized I wouldn't be at home to hand out candy, and that kind of bummed me out. So I tried to figure out a way to, like, fix that problem. So what I came up with was I took a bowl, and I set it outside, and then I put a little piece of paper in front of it, and it said, please take one. And then, like, you know, if I check my wrist, it's been about 12 hours, so I'm sure that worked out. I'm sure, like, it was fine. Some of you are probably thinking, like, what's this idiot? Does this idiot seriously believe in, like, the honor system in, like, a post-Trump world? And the joke's on you, because I didn't put any candy in the fucking bowl. See, I just fabricated the illusion that there was once candy there. And really, it's like a victimless crime because the only person that's gonna know is gonna be like the one kid who goes trick-or-treating way too early. And when someone calls him out on it, they're gonna think he did it, so fuck him. I got a fall guy. And then, like, the worst thing that happens is this kid gets ostracized, red-pilled, and turned into an incel, and I didn't have to buy candy. So, like, really, it's a win-win for me. But, like, I've kind of always been a little bit of shit on Halloween. A little bit. I mean, it's in the half of the name, right? But, like, I was trick-or-treating one time, and I was, like, you know, I was old enough to where I probably shouldn't have been trick-or-treating, but it was, like, that year. Because, like, everyone gets that leeway year, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't, but, like, dude, because I get it. Nobody wants to stop trick-or-treating. Like, why would you? It's like Halloween is the most magical time in America because it's so un-American. It is the most socialist holiday we have, hands down. You just go up to a stranger's door and you're all like, hey, give me some candy. You get to be a little mob boss. You can be all like, hey, Mr. Zeminski, you sure got a nice tree out front. Sure would be a shame if maybe some toiletries wound up in it, huh? And he's all like, yeah, I guess. And then and you're just like, well, maybe if like a Snickers wound up in my little plastic fucking pumpkin, it wouldn't be a problem. And I say, are you catching my drift? And he's all like, yeah, I suppose. And he's all, and then you're just like, and look, I'm a reasonable man child. I could, it doesn't have to be a full-size Snickers. It can be fun-sized. But none of that toothbrush crap, or you're gonna be scrubbing egg off your fucking car, you get me? So, like, it's amazing. Like, I totally get why we have the parole year. And so, like, I was like 13, right? And I'm like, woo! And I was really into practical effects with my friend. And our favorite practical effect of all of them was blood caps. We loved blood caps. We loved making fake blood. We made movies that, like, you look at a guy and blood would explode out of his neck. We loved it. And we got so good at it, because his dad was a pharmaceutical engineer, we actually figured out how to pressurize them so you could like poke it and it would really explode. It was great. So we made these blood caps, we made a bunch of them, and then we went out trick-or-treating. And we were socializing with people like, hey, what are you? I'm an undead biker, whatever, you know how it goes. And like, we're socializing with other people, and my buddy goes, check this out. He goes up to this little girl, and he goes, hey, sweetie, what are you? And she's like, dressed as this thing. She's like, I'm a tooth fairy. And he goes, oh, wow, you're really scary. And she goes, yeah. And he's like, actually, I've been looking for a couple of bucks. Hang on. And he goes in there, and he rips out his tooth as he just vomits blood all over the ground. And he's like, hang on, I'm good. And this little girl is screaming her head. She's like, oh my God! Ah! And he's just like, hang on. And she runs off. And the dad behind her goes, nice. And he gives us a thumbs up and chases after his kid. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. I think we won, right? But like, and so we're laughing and we're having fun. But the worst of it though, had to have been, night's winding down, we're having some fun. We get up to this old lady's house. We go up to the door. My friend popped a couple of blood caps in his mouth because he was going to vomit blood all over her front porch. Because we're 13 and assholes. But subsequently, that's the name of my TV show I'm pitching. It's like a high school procedural thing, if you're interested. But we're 13, we're assholes, and he's like, I got this. But plans didn't go quite the way we expected. So, open the door, she's all like, whoa, and we're all like trick-or-treating, and she's all like, oh man, you're a little old, and we're like, parole year. And she's like, I get it. And so she goes to grab like a Kit Kat bar, and she's all like, whoop, only got one left. Guess you're gonna have to fight for it. To her, that's a joke. To me, that's a challenge. So I look at my buddy and I all out punch him in the face. And he bites down at some blood caps and vomits a fountain of blood on her front porch. And she proceeds to scream Jesus for some reason. And he said, oh, that's it. And he tackles me onto a bed of leaves that she had woken raked up with a bunch of sticks in it, which subsequently popped all of the blood caps in my pocket and made it look like I was leaking from my kidneys. And we're rolling on the floor, and he's like, you stole Sarah from me, you're not taking this fucking Kit Kat. And I'm just lying, I'm like, fuck you, you know Sarah wanted it. And like, we're really putting the theater in there. And the old lady's like, oh, Jesus Christ, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'll go buy more Kit Kats, please. And she's just pleading with us. And there's a moment, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me. Okay, first off, Kelly's trapped in the closet. That is the weirdest shit on the planet. Are you kidding me?
It is real.
It is a fucking fever dream. There is a point in which R. Kelly sings click. He's like, I'll hang up the phone, click. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? What? Why are you singing Foley? There was a point where he's like, we need to accentuate that phone call. I'm going to sing it. And they were like, all right, Mr. Kelly, if you say so. Like, look, I'm not here to judge I'm not here to judge the strange, like, internet soap opera about AIDS and cheating. But, like, I'm definitely gonna try. Anyways, so she screams, she pleads with us. And I stand up, and he stands up. And I go, you know what, you're right. We'll split it. And he looks at me, and we do a camera take to nothing. And he goes, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. And the old lady doesn't notice we're doing a bit. And we walk the fuck away. And like, that was like, to her, it was this magical moment. Because she's like, oh, I helped these people get over their huge issue. But that's my favorite part about Halloween. Because amongst all the midst of spooky moments, there are these weird, genuine moments that you can find, because it's one of the few corporate holidays, it's one of the few holidays that the genuineness hasn't been corporatized. Like, they're not trying to make you feel good on Halloween, they're just like, buy fucking candy. Like, that's, and then also feel good sometimes. Like, so they're not trying to force a cathartic moment like with other holidays. So it's like nice when you can find that. Like one time, I was probably about 10. I was trick-or-treating with a group of friends and like an older sibling, no parents, but whatever. We're going down the row, we're having fun, trick-or-treating, whatever. And we're getting near the end of the cul-de-sac or whatever. And we get to this house, a very sad house. Just a sad, sad house. There's a tub out front with trash in it. And like we're talking like a cast iron tub too, not like a modern tub. Like it's got the legs. And there's just shit in the front. It has a Jesus, so you know Jesus has abandoned the house. And so it's like a sad place. And as a child, we didn't know the rule about a light. Like unless you have your front light on, you don't offer money or whatever. You don't offer money. You don't sell that. So, we didn't know the rule. We just assumed that it was an unspoken relationship with literally every adult in the world. That like, yeah, you're gonna give me candy and I'm not gonna fuck up your property. And so we get to this house, we go up to the front door, knock on the door, we're all like trick-or-treat or whatever, and he's all like, no, I don't do trick-or-treat, and he goes back inside, and this dude looks sad, guys. Like, 20 pounds sad, just like, it's so sad. And I felt so bad for him, because I was a really empathetic child, despite those other stories. I was a very empathetic child. It led to my friends calling me gay. How are you? So I was a very empathetic child. And I went to my mom after Halloween, and I was like, Mom, there's this really sad guy with like a tub out front. And like, I want to do something nice for him, because he shouldn't be sad. And she was like, we could bake him a cake or some shit. And I'm like, okay. And there's a sweet moment of me and my mom baking this cake and like setting it up. And I'm like, cool, this is going to be great. So I was like, can I take it to him? She's like, yeah, go for it. I don't fucking care. And so, like, I make this cake and I go to take it to him and I go down, a couple days later after Halloween, I'm like, hey, mister, hey, man. Knock on the door. Mister, hey, man, answer the door. And he opens up the door and he's like, oh. And I'm like, hi, I made you this cake because you look really sad and I wanted to tell you how much I liked you. Hi, my name's Chris Comedy Bunny. He's like, nice stage name. And I'm like, thanks for my anonymity. And I was like, and so he was like, look, kid. And I was like, I really like Dragon Ball Z, another anime. What kind of things do you like? You look really sad. So I wanted to make you something really nice, like a cake, and maybe we could be friends. He's like, listen, kid. And I'm like, and maybe when we hang out, we can play with. And he goes, kid, shut up. And I go, okay. And I'm sitting there, and he goes, you need to leave because I appreciate what you're doing, but I'm a convicted sex offender. And I go, oh, okay. And I leave. And then I was like, you can keep the cake though. And so I leave. And then as I'm walking away, I've never felt more flattered in my life because I'm like, oh, I have to leave? You let me do that much? That's my time. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, man.
Chris, you just made me gray out twice.
Good.
In the same set. Thank you.
So,
That hasn't happened for 4 years.
That just leaves me left.
Yeah, poker!
For those who don't know me, my name is Poker Wolf, and I am your chairman of Fur Reality for the year 2019. And a lot of people have been asking me, Poker Wolf, aren't you scared? Aren't you scared of all the attendees coming? Aren't you scared of all the things that could happen? No, I'm perfectly fine with all of you all.
You should be.
You are all fine to me. Even you. It's my staff that scare the living shit out of me.
He's right. He's right.
Let me give you an example. Last year, for those of you who were with us, our theme was space. So here's the train of thought that one of my staff members had, I believe.
What? Oh no.
Our theme this year is space. What goes into space? Spaceships. We can't get a spaceship. What's a spaceship really, though? An unmanned rocket. Now, let's see here. Rocket, space, I know. Let's get a decommissioned Nike nuclear missile and try to bring it to the convention.
I told you I'm sorry.
Gonna have a little risk.
A Russian can do it.
Another example, because I got plenty.
Played Russian.
How many of you have been here to For Reality before? Quite a few of you. That is awesome. How many of you have attended some of the charity Who's Line and Who's Line panels at this convention?
Not me.
What do I usually give you at those panels, Dragor?
Things that make me regret not reading them beforehand.
It's like his name is
You see, with the staff, we like to play a little game called Out of Context Staff Quotes, where I write them down and then go through them, you know, for quality.
Y'all are bad people.
No, he handed them to him to do what he pleases with. So, just as a little advisor, these are some of the ones that didn't make the cut.
Oh no.
I'm slippery. I lather myself in Vaseline on a daily basis.
Why is that not in there?
We have worse ones.
Really?
Why are we discussing Vaseline on my nipples?
What? I remember that one.
Poker, you showed up to this meeting, now your face is going on a thong. Could you please make sure that there is a thong clause in the contract? But I don't want my face on a thong. Why do you guys always forget about fuck paws? It's like my favorite thing. This was all the same conversation in 5 minutes.
Face no for some,
But
yes.
as much as my staff scare me, we all do an amazing job. And the end goal for us is always wanting all of you to have a wonderful time. And we all want you to come here and have a wonderful time at For Reality. And I imagine that's the same goal with any furry convention at the end of the day. Unfortunately, when I went to MCFC this year,
Oh no.
the people that were in the room next door weren't having the best of times.
Oh yeah.
To
Was
put it
Iggy in the room next to you?
No, this did not sound like Iggy. It was the greatest soap opera drama I have ever had the privilege of listening to. Night 1. You hate me? I hate you? Why do you think you're doing this to me? You ruined my birthday? Oh, fuck you, bitch! Come on! Every 5 minutes is goddamn shit. Why? Fuck this! I'm going to the bar. Slam! My heart's breaking. This poor couple, they're having such a horrible first night of convention, and I really hope for the best for them. For the rest of the convention. Like, we're all here to have a good time and just enjoy ourselves. Night 2. Night fucking 2. It's been a long day. Citrine and I walked back up to our room. Because we were rooming together. And the room next door was silent. Okay, maybe she got a ride home. Maybe they've made up. Maybe things are going to be okay for them. But Citrine's curious. It's too quiet over there. So he goes up to their room and does exactly what he's doing right now. Presses his ear against the wall, trying to hear anything. Anything at all.
Talk to Sis for a second.
It's only natural.
And suddenly, out of the blue, out of nowhere, we hear this. Oh Harder, Daddy! For 3 hours! This dude must have popped a Viagra. He was literally minutes away from having to go consult a fucking physician!
Oh my goodness.
Day 3! It's our last day at the convention. It's our last day at MCFC. We are packing up the room, and we are getting ready to hit the road. I hate you! I always knew you were cheating on me! How could you do this to me? Oh, fuck you! I wasn't! You're lying! You're fucking crazy! Oh, really? Who the fuck was the letter puppy last night? I know you're doing stuff with him! So we left. At the end of the day, please go out, have a wonderful convention this weekend. I am hoping you have the best time of your lives. But if for some reason you're not, and you're in the room next to me, I could always use more stories. Thank you very much. This has been Angela. Hope you've had Dropzilla, Seraphin, Chris Bunny, Citrine. Hi. Thank you. Good night.
Why would you give them the idea?
Here's right there. Fucked up.
Oh, okay, we're done.
How many accidents did you see on course?
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.